Okay, so you see what our podcast is like.
I love it.
And it's a train wreck, but we like that part of it.
Yeah.
Tell us about yours. Call Chelsea Peretti. I want to talk about this because you're a delightful person. I would listen to you for hours and hours and hours. I really would. So
Whoa.
I want to hear about the podcast.
Great news. I've recorded many episodes. It is a reboot of a podcast that I started, I forget when, but a long time ago, like 2014, 2011.
Before there were podcasts.
Yeah, basically. Kind of it was like the time where podcasts felt like zines and not that many people had them. Now it's like everyone's a brand and yada, yada. But I take phone calls from random people. I just post the number and people call and it puts me into my fight or flight mode, which I think is a funny place to be for me.
Great place to be, yeah.
Yeah, so I just take calls and then I have sound effects that I play and I have topics. I have an obsession with bear attack survivors.
Let's talk about that. Listen, I have, just so you think that I read widely and weirdly. I have read many books. I have read many books about bear attacks.
And Sona lives in bear country, right?
I do. There's so many bears in Altadena.
Yeah.
They're
He
all
read
over
the book
place.
called The Third Reich Bears Training Regiment.
Yeah.
All your books somehow.
One of their when they invaded Poland, it was mostly bears that went in. And they were all hyped up on benzos. And they were wearing long leather coats.
Elizabeth Banks' movie is loosely based on
the invasion of Poland. But anyway, so what have you learned about bear attacks? Because this fascinates me.
Well, they can run around 40 miles an hour.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't try to outrun a bear.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've learned that groups of 3 are statistically much less likely to be attacked than 1 or 2 people. So if you're ever walking around in bear country, bring 2 friends. But yeah, I mean, the whole time I had my first run, I was like, bear attack survivors, call in. Not a smart strategy to get a bear attack survivor because it's just statistically unlikely. You're a statistics guy.
I love it because I come from improv. Yes, I am. I know my stats.
So you get that. And so anyway, this time I just I trolled around online and I found bear attacks and I had my producer reach out to those survivors and see if they would come. So I've gotten 2 so far.
Whoa.
And so they were attacked and they survived.
Yeah.
Okay. But what I'm saying is, were they, are these chilling stories?
Well, that's the thing that I'm like always trying to calibrate. Like, what's the perfect level of bear attack for it to still be funny and register comedic?
Wow. Very light attack if it's still going to be funny.
A light mauling. Yeah. Because there's a guy that had
that's a cuddle.
a SWAT. But like the guy I just had, he was 17 and a grizzly bear attacked him. He was alone on a mountaintop and sees a grizzly bear barreling toward him. Can you imagine? And so,
this is good. Yeah.
So the bear like lunged at him to kind of like see if he would flinch, and then it slapped him. That was what I thought was comedic. It actually slapped him.
But keep in mind, a slap from a grizzly bear can take your head off.
Yeah. It basically, he said, I mean, it actually, I hate to say it, it really did sound cartoonish, and I'm really into sequences of actions as well as sounds. He said the bear said chomp or clack his teeth right by his head and then slapped him. So clack, slap. Then his body flew up horizontally and the bear, before he hit the ground, bites his thigh.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Now, did he lose any limb?
No. But he lives with like constant pain.
Why did he let the guy go? Why did the bear let the guy go?
They do sometimes.
He
passed out.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So you know a little bit about this.
No, I've read a bunch of books about bear attacks. And
You really have?
I have.
What are you supposed to do? Curl up?
Well, it depends. There's black bears, there's brown bears. Oh. You're better off in general encountering a black bear.
Yeah.
Grizzlies are scary. They're usually not a problem. They're, just as afraid of us as we are of them.
Would you come on my podcast as a bear expert?
I'll come, you know what I want to do? I want to come on as a bear. We're talking to a grizzly here.
I did have to ask the guy, like, would it be triggering to you if I played a bear growl sound effect?
That's terrible. This man almost lost his life to a bear, and you said lives in constant pain, and you can't get that out without laughing.
I feel better
Well,
now.
I
You feel better, Eduardo. Turns out you're not the sociopath in the room.
We are kinfolk, But yeah, so he came on a comedy podcast.
Yeah, he
so
knew
I
what he was
figured
doing.
he would be all right with it.
Yeah.
But he was like the most kind, sweet guy. Couldn't have happened to a better person. But the truth is like there's really nothing you can do is really what it comes down to.
Yes.
Unless you're holding bear spray for the entire hike. But he was on a 40-day camping trip.
Oh, that's on him then.
And it was on day 29.
Yeah. That's why I only stay in hotels. Nice hotels.
Yeah.
And still, I've been attacked several times.
Offline, I'd love to hear what your favorites
on the
are.
elevator. No, that's the other thing too. Is the more you read about bear attacks, the more there is no like certain rule. There just isn't. They're mostly it's don't surprise them.
You always hear that like for
wear
a brown
bells.
or a black, one you're supposed to play dead, one you're supposed to get big and make a lot of noise. Is that
If
that's
it's
not true?
brown,
Flush
lay
it
down.
Right.
Oh, that's what it is. I'm literally confusing.
If it's yellow,
learned
let it mellow.
nothing.
You're totally mixing these
If
things
it's
up.
black, let
It's
it
a
stack.
mixed metaphor or something. Yeah.
If the bear slaps, wear a cap. That's why there isn't one thing you're supposed to. I mean, it varies so much. But I think the big things are make noise as you walk, which is why when you're in bear country, you're supposed to wear like a bell so that you don't surprise bears. And the other thing is
For all types of bears, this holds true. It just feels like we should get this right.
You're supposed to hit a cowbell. Like,
Eduardo, you got
like
this.
how annoying would that get?
yeah,
Like, by the-
doink, 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 doink. Then the bears attack because they really hate
They're annoyed.
the sound.
They're like,
Yeah.
I was trying to hibernate, and you're just
Doink, 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 doink. Well, why do you... Also, you're not supposed to be rhythmically bopping from side
You
to
have
side.
to enjoy it, otherwise, what's the point? You got
Jennifer Samples, who is a producer for Team Coco and a huge outdoor person, just texted me saying, "Black attack, brown lay down."
Oh, nice.
Wait, wait a minute. You're supposed to attack a black bear?
That's what she said.
Don't.
And then,
Attacking
and then
a
she put a
bear.
nerd
It's a
emoji.
trick.
Can I just say something? I want to legally distance myself. Hey, if you see a black bear and it's hundreds of yards away from you, attack it!
She's listening and
Why
texting
don't we
me.
just go on the offensive now? Let's go get all the black bears.
She said, and then she because she's listening to us right now, she says, "Yeah, get big
For the
black bear."
Okay.
Get
No,
big.
but what I'm saying is, this whole thing of you attack it
Attack
sounds
is
crazy
great.
to me.
I thought it was
Fighting a
black
bear.
fight back.
Well, fight
Black
back.
fight
Yes,
back.
Who
fight
creates
back is
these?
different than black because again, I just don't want people listening to this and they're at the zoo and they see a black bear behind bars and they squeeze in there and start wailing on it. I see you. Remember, when it's black, you must attack. No, it's sedated and it's behind bars. Oh no.
Like, are these official limericks from the Parks and Recreation Department? Like, who comes up with these?
Yeah, did they find the rhyme first and they're like, it's
Yeah.
50-50, but it's a good rhyme.
Sometimes they have really good
Yeah.
advice, but it doesn't rhyme.
Yeah.
So they don't tell it to you.
Right.
They're like, nothing rhymes with pigeon, so we won't tell people about the
A
killer
smidgen,
pigeon.
a smidgen.
Right.
We actually play this game with my son. We go, well, when he was little, we go like, nothing rhymes with smidgen. And then da-da-da. And one was, nothing rhymes with pony. And I swear he was like 3 years old and he said, Nina Simone.
No! Prodigy.
And I was like, holy shit, this kid. But I don't want him in the biz. He's really into it now.
No.
6 years old. I'm like, don't do it. I really want him to be a marine biologist.
That's what we all want for our children.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't believe our producer, Jeff Ross, admitted to me once. For years, I've been like doing a Jeff impression, which is basically
Jackie Mason.
Jackie Mason going like, let's get some soup. Let's go. Blah, blah. And then, he's all about the business and he's all about, he's reading the trades and let's go. Let's get out here. Let's go to a good restaurant. And then he told us once, I want to be a marine biologist. And I said, and then I just pictured Jeff at the bottom of the sea, like texting different eights.
Instead,
Yeah, and the most little bubbles. And when the bubbles hit the surface, it's like, let's get some soup.
yeah.
But But the most exotic, rare fish in the world will go by. But Jeff is busy texting. Can they get me into Craig's?
Craig's is not even that good.
Don't say that.
Wow.
You know what I love? I know
The chicken,
never
truffle
been.
chicken.
I don't.
That's good.
I've been to
good.
Craig's like twice, but one of the funny things is I once went, and I didn't know this, but there's the paparazzi hang out
Yes.
outside, and it was hilarious because I had just come from a Robert Caro event where I was reading. He was talking about his works. Famous biographer of Lyndon Johnson. That's what I'm doing in my spare time. And I walk from that event with the book that he signed for me. And I step out, and all the paparazzi put up their cameras to like, oh, you know, it's Conan. Let's just get this in case he dies tomorrow. We got one.
Yeah.
And I just hold up the book. And because they're clicking away, and because I'm holding up a biography of Lyndon Johnson, all the cameras go down. And it was like putting up a cross in front of vampires. I tried to turn my moment with the
That's
paparazzi
smart.
into a teachable history moment. And all the cameras just went.
Did you ever look for it?
Oh, and if someone can find me holding... Yeah, a Robert Caro book online walking into a restaurant.
Search Conan Craig's Getty images. I think I'm very good at Google searching. I'm trying to come for your job.
My guess is it doesn't exist because I think at that point they all smashed their cameras.
Yeah, they don't post the rejects. All those guys quit the biz.
They all became missionaries after that day. But they're all doing the Lord's work in various. Look, Eduardo can't find it. Of course you can't find it.
Wait, look up LBJ going to Craig's. Maybe that'll work.
Yeah, you'll see Lyndon Johnson there.
I see why you keep this guy around.